This park is exceeding my expectations. I wasn't sure what to expect. I thought it was just going to be petrified logs, but the painted desert part of this is amazing. We left Flagstaff this morning in a frigid 15 degrees Fahrenheit, heading toward our final Arizona destination, Petrified Forest National Park. Before arriving, we assumed the painted desert was a separate location entirely. We had some confusion between Petrified National Forest and painted desert. But after a helpful conversation with a ranger, we discovered that the Petrified Forest is part of the painted desert. Even more surprising, the painted desert stretches all the way north toward Grand Canyon National Park. For our first day, we decided to focus entirely on this colorful, windswept landscape. In this video, we visit the beautifully preserved Painted Desert Inn, a National Historic Landmark with a fascinating past. Take in sweeping views from the northern overlooks, examine ancient petroglyphs at Newspaper Rock, get a nostalgic dose of Americana along a preserved stretch of Route 66. Hike the otherworldly Blue Mesa Trail where the colors shift from red to violet and blue. And end our day at Agate Bridge, where a 110-foot petrified log spans a gully, teasing us with what's to come in tomorrow's video. But before we reached the park, we made a special stop in Winslow, Arizona, where Vito got to stand on the corner made famous by the Eagles' hit song. If you haven't seen our video on that nostalgic moment, be sure to check it out. Stopping at the visitor center. You'll notice this thing's huge. They do have gas that you can get here, so they don't want you to get in the forest and not be able to get out. They have a gift shop. Follow the blue line. Here's the visitor center. Gonna get up to 52, wind 20 miles an hour.
Great map of Arizona. It tells you how many places we've been to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 of these places we've been to. You are a real Arizona traveler, buddy.
Most of them on this trip, but not all. We just had a fantastic overview from the ranger. So we are going to start on the north side of the park, drive through the southern part, and then come back for some hikes tomorrow. We just came from the visitor center and we have a handful of things. And we just wanted to thank Luke Haber, our ranger. Very
This
helpful.
guy was great customer service. Betty came in there not having a plan. Now she's got a plan because of Luke. Great job, Luke. Did a hell of a job.
A couple of things to note about this park. The park was created to prevent theft of petrified wood. There's a minimum fine of $325, and violators can also face jail time up to 6 months. So it's in your best interest to leave the petrified wood where you find it. This park became a national park in 1962. It is the only national park that closes every evening. Hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And don't forget, Arizona does not observe daylight savings time. So we didn't have a real clear plan coming here, and we were wondering if we planned too much time here, but after talking to the ranger,
And watching a video.
I think we'll have enough time. We've got a day and a half basically to explore this park.
I think you're going to find this park one of the most underrated parks that you've been to.
I think I'm gonna like this park.
Tiponi Point, buddy. You're going to like this park. This park's got everything.
Quite a variety, I think. Look how red those colors are. We're doing the Painted Desert Rim Trail. It'll be a half mile one way, so a little over a mile out and back. I think we'll get some very nice views. kind of reminds me a little bit about the Bentonite Hills that we stopped at on our Utah trip. We went ahead and decided to turn around short. There's plenty of other overlooks we want to catch today, and I think we captured the best part of it so far, so we're going to head back. This is the historic Desert Inn. We're going to see what it's like inside. You can begin a self-guided tour beginning in the ranger room. Our friendly ranger over there. Originally built in the 1920s as a tour stop along the old Route 66, the Stone Treehouse, as it was called, was built of petrified wood and clay on a somewhat unstable foundation which shifted over time. The Painted Desert Inn was reimagined in the 1930s by the Civilian Conservation Corps and later renovated in the 1940s by famed architect Mary Jane Coulter, who was also known for her work at the Grand Canyon.
Oh, we got nice murals and original chairs here. Fred Capote is the Hopi artist who did this stuff. His name is Fred Capote. He's an internationally celebrated Hopi artist.
It once served as a Harvey House, part of the Fred Harvey's company's hospitality chain, offering lodging and meals to travelers. This is the kitchen where the Harvey girls that were employed here would make food for the guests. There were 6 guest rooms at one time and 3 rooms for staff. Each room had a fireplace, mirrors, wash basin, and a bed. Today it's preserved as a museum and landmark, showcasing Southwest art, Native culture, and the region's tourism history. Even if you're passing through, it's a must-stop for its architectural charm, desert views, and historical significance. Not far from the Painted Desert Inn are overlooks providing exceptional views of the Painted Desert. Our first stop is Tiponi Point. The red colors here are amazing. It's nice that they give you a map of what you're seeing.
Yeah, here's the big picture right here, man. San Francisco peaks to our left.
That's 108 miles away.
Pilot Rock, yeah, 108 miles, man.
You get just a slightly different view. This is what all overlook. This finishes up the northern side of the Petrified Forest National Park. We're going to head down to look at a Studebaker off Route 66 before continuing on in the southern part of the park. The roadbed and telephone poles mark the path of the famous Main Street of America as it passed through Petrified Forest National Park. From Chicago to Los Angeles, this heavily traveled highway was not only a road, it stood as a symbol of opportunity, adventure, fun, and discovery. The old Route 66 is the only road that passes through a national park. You can see off in the distance the new Highway 40 that replaced the old Route 66.
We are standing next to a 1933 Studebaker, which was donated by an automobile dealer to symbolize the travel at the time and all the traffic that came through old Route 66. Supposedly, they say it's not rusted much sitting out in the desert, but this thing is in pretty good shape.
Almost 100 years since its birth and nearly 30 years since its decommissioning in 1985, Route 66 remains one of the most revered, beloved, and sought-out historic roads in the world. This This is Newspaper Rock Overlook, and the reason they call it Newspaper Rock is because down below our rocks there's over 650 images of petroglyphs that have been etched into the petroglyphs that are here were put there by Pueblo Indians about 650 to 2,000 years ago. Starting to notice a shift in colors. Instead of the brighter reds, I think we're going to start getting into more of the bluish colors. So we will stop at the Blue Mesa and do that hike. I think it's a mile long.
You are living a dream here. It feels like we're on another planet here.
It does.
Petrified wood right here. I picked it up right from here. And that is billions of years old right there. It's a tough elevation gain right here.
We're almost done with the trail. I would recommend this trail. It's beautiful. You get right down here in all the colors and the petrified logs. We just finished the Blue Mesa Trail here in Petrified Forest National Park. What'd you think?
I have to tell you, this is the best trail overall that I've ever taken in any national park or any national monument. Except for the fact that it was windy, the trail was well groomed. It was a loop trail. The views were outstanding. You had beautiful painted desert and petrified wood in there. And it was a little bit of a challenge too, going uphill, right, Benny?
At the end, you had to come back up. So yeah, you got a mix in this part. So you got part of the painted desert and the petrified logs. So this was a perfect trail to see this park.
Let me tell you, and we haven't seen a whole park yet, but I'm almost ready to say that Petrified Forest National Park is one of the most underrated national parks in the system. Nobody talks about this thing, but they've got such a variety out here.
Tomorrow we'll be finishing up the Petrified Forest National Park. We'll do the southern part of it, and we'll see probably more of the petrified logs at that point.
We're going to go to what they call the long log and the grand big logs. We ain't seen nothing yet.
Agate Bridge, our final stop for the day. It's a 110-foot petrified log spanning this gully. This is actually part of it. I was trying to understand how it could be 110 feet, but part of it is broken away. And it continues on across. This day was all about discovery, and the Painted Desert absolutely took me by surprise. Tomorrow we'll explore the southern half of the park, home to the densest concentration of petrified wood, which Vito absolutely loved. Come back and join us for our last day in Petrified Forest National Park.